Hi guys, welcome back to the latest video. Today we are starting off covering the newest chapter of Black Clover, which is chapter 276. It came out today and really exciting chapter. I really love Black Clover, so I'm super excited to be covering it, and this is the first episode that I'll be covering. So without further ado, let's hop right into the chapter. So starting off, we see Longris and Yuno approach Zenon, and Zenon immediately asks how they survived, and they inform him that it was the power of Vengeance, the captain of the Golden Dawn, that allowed them to live. Yuno begins to attack Zenon, but obviously isn't able to make a scratch given that he uses his bone magic to defend against the attack. And Yuno in his monologue states that no physical attacks will work against him as it is. So yeah, we're kind of curious how it's going to unfold after here. But Zenon begins to tell Yuno that he's stupid and that he could have survived longer if he had just held his breath and stayed in the Clover Kingdom and hid until his death. Longris then begins an assault on Zenon, which is an interesting matchup given that they both possess spatial magic, but Zenon uses absolute space, which allows him to dominate all the mana in this area, and tells Longris that if he himself didn't exist, Longris would be the strongest spatial magic user in the entire world, which is really telling of the immense power of Longris as a magic knight. Longris then tells Zenon that he hasn't encountered such a cocky talker in a long time. Zenon then tells Longris that he knows his purpose there is to counter his spatial magic, but that it's impossible to counter his magic within this space, and he tells Yuno and Longris that it's stupid of them to try to fight against the inevitable, given they've already been defeated previously. He tells them that because of their unworthy pride and dreams, that every single one of them will die here. Suddenly, Belle activates her magic and has mana flowing all around her. Enraged, she says, "How dare you do that to us back then," and tells Zenon that her and Yuno will defeat him. Now Yuno and Belle join powers and they use Divine Spirit, and Yuno begins to have an aura around him called Spirit of Boreas. Zenon tells Yuno that he can't exert his power here, and then Yuno responds with one of my favorite lines echoed in the show from both him and Asta. He says, "I will become the Wizard King and I won't ever lose to you." Despite being in the absolute space of Zenon, Yuno is able to dominate the space with even greater power, and Zenon says again that there is no way he can be defeated. He's definitely going to regret that, I'll be honest. The next and final panel has Yuno cutting through Zenon's defenses and putting a hole in his chest, and cockily, Yuno asks, "Who?" in reference to whenever Zenon said no one can defeat him. With a look of utter vengeance on his face, Yuno has the spear through his chest. So we've seen this before with Dante, and it's probably not likely that Zenon's going to be dead here. I'm sure he's going to put up a fight and fight back, but this is pretty awesome of a revenge moment. This chapter was so cool getting to see Yuno's revenge. I know we've been waiting for it. We know that Yuno holds a grudge, especially given how embarrassed he was after Zenon absolutely bodied literally the #1 Magic Knight squad in the entire kingdom. We all know that Yuno wants to be the Wizard King and that nothing's going to stop this goal. We know he's loved by mana, he's chosen by the Four-Leaf Grimoire, and is determined and hardworking. It's super incredible. I really like in this show seeing both Asta and Yuno continually pushing each other, stopping at nothing to achieve their dream. I know all of us, especially me, we love a revenge moment in anime, and this is one of them. I know I had chills down my spine seeing Yuno smirking with his spear through Zenon's chest. And like I said, I don't think he's defeated here, but I think we're going to end this chapter. I'm glad we're ending the chapter on a high note. Possibly next week. I'm not sure if we'll go back to this fight because, we're hopping around. There's a lot of fights going on, given that it's the Dark Triads. We still have Vonica to fight. We still have Dante to fight. And we have Mara Leona fighting as well. So, but hopefully we can see the resolution of this fight fairly soon. And, our boy Asta still hasn't come in yet. So I'm sure with the fight versus Dante especially, Asta's going to come super powered up now that Noct has allowed him to have time to train with Gidomelo, who is the devil. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Guys, this chapter was amazing, and I can't wait to cover the next one. I think the next one's coming out next Friday, so I'll cover that. And as well, I cover My Hero typically on Thursdays. So I'm really excited to start making Black Clover, as I said earlier. And if you really like this type of content, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.